Hi guys, Dan Cooper here from Pro Tools Expert, and in this video review I'm going to be taking a look at the new Scheps signature plugin, Parallel Particles by Waves. Now this is made up of 4 parallel processes named Air, Byte, Sub and Thick, and this is claimed to be more of like an emotional process to your tracks than it is for us to be thinking like it's a technical process. So it's not really advertised what each of these particles are made up from. This is a plugin that you have to play with to fully understand for yourself, to know what these do. Now the GUI is really simple. I quite like the look of it. We've got an input and output control. These can be linked together, so as we increase the input, the output decreases and vice versa. We've got a level meter, and it's recommended for us to get our input to be in the yellow for best results. Each of these wheels or cogs, as we increase them, we're basically turning up each of these processes, and this feeds down into the middle here that's named the core. Now the top 3 parallel particles have no extra control to them. It's just you wind in how much of the effects you want. At sub at the bottom here, we can choose a frequency to increase. That's because the sub and the air, these are both harmonic processes. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to demo this on a stereo drum bus, bass guitar and a clean guitar. And what I want to try and do is add a little bit more energy and vibrance to each of these to get a bit more of an interesting mix. So let's start with getting an input level. So making sure that it's in the yellow, not in the green. That looks about right. So let's start by adding a bit of air. I can hear how that's changing the character of the snare a little bit. Okay, you can bypass each of the particles by clicking on the name. It's nice and useful that for A/B in your ideas. Let's add a little bit of byte. Again, it's bypass. Okay, so this is actually increasing the volume a little bit. So what I'm going to do is unlink the input and output, bring the output down a little bit, A, to stop us from clipping the bus, but also so I can hear what I'm doing a little bit better. Let's bypass the plugin. It's adding something to the transient of the kit there. Quite liking that. Let's move to thick. You can hear that's adding some body in the lower mids. Let's bypass it. Quite like that. Let's have a look at the sub. Again, let's increase it and then adjust the frequency. Okay, if you're listening with good headphones or monitors, you'll hear this. Yeah, it's nice. It's adding a nice little bit of energy right at the bottom there. Okay, so let's bypass. Lovely, like what that's doing. Let's move across to the bass guitar. I'm going to start with thick, because it's starting to get lost now behind these drums. Increase the level. Unlink, turn it down a little bit on the output. Not going to bother with sub, because I've done that on the drum kit. Increase the byte. Again, bypass. Lovely. So, let's try it on the guitar. So I'm going to focus on the opposite end. I'm going to focus on the air, the top end of it, to help it sparkle, and the bites. So let's try air first. Bring the input down a bit. And the bites. Let's bypass. Okay, so let's bypass all of these instances so we can hear the track before we do the parallel particles and after. I'll be honest, when I first started playing with this, I thought it was a little bit gimmicky. I suppose it was just the graphics that would sort of catch me off guard a little bit. I sort of thought they were a little bit unnecessary, but to be honest, the more I'm using this, the more I'm really liking it. If I had to find fault with it, it's with the fact that I have to level match the output when I'm increasing things like the bite particle. Now, for a plugin that's been set up in a way to make it very easy to use, it sort of feels like the output should have a feature that can automatically compensate the level. It'd just be brilliant if the output could duck down a little bit so our ear is just listening to the effects rather than the increase in volume. Go get yourself the demo, have a go of it in your tracks, and let us know your thoughts on this very unique but very cool Parallel Particles plugin. I've been Dan, and thanks for watching.